And we also still need diesel. I will tell you, we simply need diesel. I appeal to the President. We very much want us to find understanding and such assistance for Ukraine at a time when the Russians are simply destroying all our reservoirs. Today our meeting and negotiations are primarily about how we can ensure greater cooperation and greater energy and economic strength for both of our nations, so that together we can do more for the national security of our states. Now, especially after the start of the new war in the Middle East, it is absolutely clear that real protection for any nation lies precisely in joint action. The United States and more than 10 countries in Europe and the Middle East have already turned to Ukraine asking us to support their defense capabilities. Our teams are working together, including already in the countries of the Middle East. Ukraine believes that in another region as well, in all of Europe and in other European countries, there should be more cooperation and more implementation of the experience we have gained while defending our lives and defending Ukraine. Romania, together with other European countries and America, helped us protect our skies. We are grateful for this. In particular, this concerned components of protection against missiles. We appreciate the readiness to continue this cooperation. We propose expanding cooperation between our states to defend against all the threats that the Russians may pose. All the threats that arise every day are not only threats to Ukraine. In particular, we see such a large-scale threat as drones. Today we have a joint statement regarding the development of such defense capabilities. There is a document on defense cooperation, and this is the right step towards strengthening our states. It is important that Romania is ready to cooperate with Ukraine within the framework of the Pan-European SAFE program. I am grateful for the support of our European integration. We are working on expanding cross-border energy cooperation. It is important that we are building with Romania 2 new lines for the supply of electricity. The work is beginning, and this is something that can support our regions, in particular the Chernivtsi region. And this is something that will allow Romania to become stronger from the point of view of ensuring energy security in our part of Europe. This is certainly mutually beneficial for both of our states. We also spoke about the possibilities of transporting American LNG to Ukraine through Romania. I am also grateful for Romania's assistance with the transit to Ukraine and from Ukraine of the necessary cargo. This logistics significantly supports us during the war and creates additional economic opportunities for Ukraine, for Romania, and for Moldova. I cannot say many details about Patriot. I cannot share them at the NATO level, or at Ramstein. In principle, this is known information. Last time several countries agreed that they would transfer several dozen missiles for the Patriot systems to Ukraine. I do not want to go into the details of the list of these countries now, because the partners agreed that we would not share many details on this matter. In principle, this is correct until all these missiles have arrived. Partially some deliveries have already come in, but not everything from this agreement made during the Ramstein meeting. The latest example is quite clear. More than 800 missiles in the Middle East were used by Middle Eastern countries within the first 24 to 36 hours. Ukraine has not had such a package of missiles during all the years of the war. Altogether, we have not had anything close to that. Yes, but I am not complaining. My point is this. After that they made a request to Ukraine. Why? Because 800 missiles or even thousands of missiles will not help when hundreds of Shard drones are flying. First of all, it is an expensive product. When one missile costs 3 to 4 million, while a Shard costs 130 to 150,000. You simply cannot calculate it like that. And even when the countries of the Middle East are quite wealthy, it is still not enough. Only about 60 to 65 missiles are produced per month by the largest producer of Patriots, America. Therefore it is clear that these stocks will be exhausted by any country. No matter how many of these missiles there are, they will not be enough in the fight against Iranian Shahd drones. And therefore, in my opinion, our experience, and this will certainly work, our experience of how to fight Shahd drones is unique. No one else has such experience. The issue is not only about having interceptor drones. The issue is about integrating this into the overall air defense system. Today we have a deep energy dialogue. Also arriving as part of our team is the head of Naftogaz of Ukraine. We will now hold discussions with the president and his team, and we will continue to discuss these matters with government officials. And we have agreements. The interconnector project is very important. We have signed it. We will build 2 interconnectors with different electricity capacities. This is certainly beneficial for Romania, and it certainly means energy security for Ukraine. I believe these are good projects. Next, American LNG is important for us. We spoke about this with the Americans. It is very important that all the countries that help along this route include our neighbor Romania. And we are talking about large volumes. And, of course, this is a strategic partnership, because the amount of gas that Ukraine will not use can partly help supply other countries further on. And for this we have gas storage facilities. That is, we have a place to store it, and we will have enough to support other countries as well. So this is an excellent project, and we also want everything to work out. Next we spoke about storage. Next we spoke about storing gas in our gas storage facilities and about joint development of gas fields in Ukraine. This is also a global and important project. We need to start all the bureaucracy right now. We spoke about this today, and I think that we can indeed take such a serious step forward. There can be success. Yes, well, this is the most important energy project. And we also still need diesel. I will tell you, we simply need diesel. I appeal to the President. We very much want us to find understanding and such assistance for Ukraine at a time when the Russians are simply destroying all our reservoirs. It is clear why we have such a need. And therefore I clearly understand what it is like, at the beginning of massive Shahd attacks, to remain without the appropriate experience. It is somewhat easier for the countries of the Middle East. First of all, well, thank God there have not been any ground operations there, because when all of this happens together, it already becomes a full-scale invasion, and dealing with it is very difficult, very difficult. But one could talk about this for a long time. I will not take up your time. Therefore I believe that in the first days we responded to the requests for our assistance from both the United States of America and the leaders of the Middle East.